side. So even if you have a structured view this way, look to your left, look to your right, you'll be good to go. Number two, you have a program that's in front of you. Hold us to it lightly. We may do a couple little things different, but this at least gives you a sense of the runner show. And then number three is your time for networking. There is nothing worse than coming to an event and leaving and you have not met at least 3 new people. So your assignment, your time is that I want you, not at the table in which you are sitting currently, to get up and I want you to do 3 things. You guys ready? Everybody say 3 things. 3 things. Number 1, I want you to go speak to someone that you do not know and find out what industry they work in. So number 1 is about what? Industry. Right? Number 2, I want you to find someone that works in the same industry as you. Okay? If you are in government, because y'all get tricky. If you're in government contracting, do not tell me you're in public sector. That's not gonna work. We're gonna work a little bit harder than that. If you are on the federal side, fantastic. You are a federal employee or state employee or county employee, public sector. If you are in government contracting and you have .gov on your email because you have a GFE and you work for somebody else, you are a government contractor. Yes, I know you work in the public sector, but for this evening, we're going to call you more commercial. How about that? Or industry, okay? Or maybe more industry. Let's separate the two. And then the last thing I want you to do, because there is a beautiful backdrop at the back of this room with the beautiful flowers. You guys get the theme. It's cherry blossom season. I want you to take a selfie with one person. And if you feel comfortable, I'd love for you to post and tag that person in your LinkedIn follow-up, because I know you're all going to do it, and talk about one great thing that you take away from the event. Okay? We'll give you a whole bunch of other instructions later on who else to tag, but you definitely should tag your new Women's History Month. Okay? Round of applause for Women's History Month. Everyone know you're excited? What's number 1 about? Okay, what's number 2 about? Finding someone who works in the day. And then number 3, you're going to do what? And you're going to do what if you can? You're going to post and tag your person, and we'll tell you what to tag later. Okay, fantastic. All right, get to it, folks. Nobody at your table.
We have co-working space, virtual administration, supporting all kind of the stages. So this is research for no, there are 3 ways. One, we have a innovation. So example of my programs are it's not a different subject. So that way, we are supporting them with their training, converting their idea, giving them all the services required, helping them with the investor, service. Get the office on your side. Hi. One of the outside. Oh wow!
Go make a friend. Okay. After your networking, come take a picture at the Rose Bowl.
Okay, guys, keep the networking up, keep the networking up. If you really want to get fancy, follow each other on LinkedIn. Follow each other on LinkedIn if you really want to get fancy.
আমি দিচ্ছি আপনি করেন আমি অ্যাডাপ্টার দিচ্ছি এই যে
Discuss about your planning for the next year. Like that. Trying to develop this. It's very important to be accreditation means work on it. I saw where they wish for something. But right now, I put mine down. Right here. Yes, it's beautiful. Hi.
It's a 1 year short. So we have years.
No, as long as it doesn't say enough, so.
Welcome, 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 everyone. As new people are entering into the room, know that we are networking, and I want to be sure that everyone who's just entering into the room, you know what you're supposed to be doing. We want you to ask someone that you do not know, what industry do they work in? Introduce yourself and understand the industry that they work in. Number two, find someone that you and them are in the same industry. And then number three, we want you to leverage that beautiful floral wall back there and take a picture with your new Women's History Month buddy. Okay? And then for bonus points, take the picture and post it on LinkedIn, connect with them, and share about this event. We'll have dinner shortly, but please continue networking.
Go through the homework. Three people. LinkedIn.
Three people, LinkedIn.
Go.
Get the phone down. Make a connection.
We're
We're already connected, so I don't count.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we don't sit at home, we don't. And then
I don't know. Ladies, please start it. No, 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 no. Start it. Because there's-
Association for the partners. Yeah, first, like, well, Tweek and I know each other, like, so I just reached out, I was like, there's something for Women's History Month. And it came together beautifully, and are you guys affiliated with the university? Oh, no, PMIDC. Okay, nice. Oh, the PMIDC and you are, we're gonna hotel. Retail. But are you, what's your member of PMIDC or no? You did. Okay. Yeah. Well, I am a member of the Silver Spring chapter. I live in Silver Spring. But I was just telling somebody else, like, I love PMIDC. I'm going to cancel Silver Spring and join DC. Exactly. Very more active. I actually spoke at the conference, the PMI one, in October. Yeah. And I don't feel more connected. Yeah. It's good. Hi. Hi, I'm Lauren Kelly. Here are my pronouns. I am the founder and executive director of the Association of Black Women Project and Program Management. We are the partner organization on this event, and it's a great turnout. We're really excited to see all the women who showed up and showed out. And a huge thank you to our other partner organizations, BMI Washington, D.C., as well as the Washington University of Science. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. That's nice. That's nice. Yes.
And my name is Lauren Kelly. I'm the founder and director of the association. We are super excited to have you here this evening to celebrate Women's History Month. We're also incredibly excited because tonight is all about making connections, and when you registered, you saw that we're going to talk about rewriting the narrative, but the other thing that's really important to us is partnership. And so it was a no-brainer for the two of us who we have to disagree. We go back. That we wanted to do something this month to really just elevate the voices of women, and how could we bring together and do something that was really intentional. And so we hope, I think they're gonna like it. They're gonna love it, actually. They're gonna love it, and they're gonna love it. Let's tell you a little bit about tonight. So first things first, by raise of hands, who completed all three things during our networking period? All three things. Industry, you had the industry, you met someone, and you introduced yourself and you found out their industry. And then, did anyone find someone that you're the same industry?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Did anyone take some selfies and some photos? Love that. And did anybody find a connection on LinkedIn, a new connection? Love it. Anybody posted yet?
I need some time for that.
Very good. I'm not too much. We want you to keep networking, and in just a little bit, we're gonna do dinner. But I think I would be remiss not to give a huge, shout out appropriate? Yeah. A huge shout out to this amazing team and this amazing facility with amazing leadership. And that's the Washington University of Science and Technology. That's where you are right now. They have not only incredible leaders, but they also have incredible, I'm going to call them student leaders. And these students, if you have not taken a look around to see how this place is coming together, they have been rocking and rolling since last night.
For about a week. Specifically last night. So yes, round of applause for our volunteers.
And thank you so much. We're going to do a few more introductions later with the panel and things of that nature, but we definitely wanted to make sure that we gave that shout out this evening, because between the three of us, this really was a partnership and endeavor. And we are like almost tearful that this room is like almost full.
Yeah.
So grateful. Thank you for showing up tonight. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So give yourselves a round of applause. We're traveling from all over the DMV at 5 o'clock to make it to traffic. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Okay, so next up, I do not want to be in between you and food. So we're going to do dinner, and the volunteers are going to give us some instruction around table numbers and all of that. While you are waiting for your table number to be called, and there's like a little placard on your table, like, aren't these so cute? There's a placard on your table with the numbers. That can give you direction of when to go up and have a dinner this evening. And then followed by dinner, we'll do some additional opening remarks. We'll have a panel discussion. We have incredible women leaders on this panel, an incredible facilitator. We're going to transition into some breakout rooms. How many folks do I have in the room that are, traditional 9 to 5? You're looking to advance in your career. Like, how many folks are just 9 to 5? You're in your career. Some of you are project managers, product managers, program managers, executive directors, CEOs. But that's what you're doing. All right, hands down. How many of you are like in the consulting space? All right. How many of you, I guess two crazy ones who lived this life before, how many of you are doing both? Okay, they're not in the room. I love that. No, we really want to talk about how you can write your own story, but both of us have definitely written our own story. And so we want to talk about that this evening, but again, we're going to do our breakout sessions, and we'll break up the rooms kind of based on what topic you want to hear from. We'll transition back in, we'll do closing remarks and share out. There's some little programs on your table that will help guide you. There's also a nice QR code on the back for guidance around connecting with Moose. And then there's a reel that's going through right now that Lauren and I will talk about here in a little bit, talk about our organization when we get open. that being said, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna turn it over to our volunteers so that we can have dinner. Yes? Dinner.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. First, let's get a round of applause for Tarika and Lauren. We're gonna start with dinner, so we're gonna start with the first four tables, which will be PMI, WBC, WUSC, and ABWIPPM. You guys will get on your plate and then head over to the far left where my three colleagues will be waiting for you.
Don't be shy. Grab your plate. First we take it.
Hang on, let me take a number. টাচ ডাউন করতে হবে থেকে সরে যেতে পারবা আমার ডিটেক্ট না করে মেবি বা ক্যামেরা অফ করে
Center. And thank you so much to our WOOS volunteers. Y'all give us a student volunteers. All these beautiful things you guys are seeing, decorations, there's a program, there's name placards, all that. These students have been going in, well, they would say like for a week, but they were here, they were setting things up, they were doing things today, they were listening to all the crazy last minute things that were going on that have done today, like they were just simply amazing. And so my heart goes out to every single one of you. Where is Miss Jessica? Oh my goodness. Jessica is not putting out a movie yet. Okay, I'm still here. Can't put me out. Don't give it up for she's been doing it. Come on, guys. We really appreciate it. Awesome. All right, Lauren. Well, I thought maybe we would give like a few minutes of our organization, and then I heard there's an amazing announcement that Bruce is going to make. And so we're going to talk a little bit about our org, and then we're going to turn it over because they've got something pretty exciting, pretty amazing to share with you. So Lauren, you kick it off.
Okay, so hi again, everyone. If you just joined, my name is Lauren Kelly. I'm the founder of the association. So we're going to say it one time. It's too long to say it. Okay? So it's the Association of Black Women in Project and Program Management. We are 501c3. We were officially founded in 2023, and the premise behind the organization, the mission, is about increasing representation in project management. A lot of us in this room, or maybe most of us, are project managers or adjacent to the project management role. And we understand that this is a very lucrative role at times, depending on where you work. And so there is also an economic mobility aspect of our mission, right? And so we do a variety of things, but it is a workforce development and membership-based association. We have weekly webinars, we have chapters that have local regional events. We also do a PMP study group. Shout out to some of my folks in the room who just recently had their PMP. Famous plug, she was in that. We also have a conference, an annual conference. We do a lot of cool things. We actually just had a pitch competition last week at Morgan State University. So we foster entrepreneurship as well. I am an entrepreneur on top of all the other things in my spare time. So I just want to echo Sharika's sentiments. Thank you all for being here. Huge shout out to Woost. I am so impressed. And literally, we pulled this together all in weeks. Like, we were thinking about this in December 25, end of February. Like, hey, we should do something. So shout out to the team. I'm so grateful and thankful. And shout out to Sharika and PMI Washington, D.C. for being willing to collaborate. I definitely believe in collaboration and community over competition. And so Sharika embodied that as well. So thankful to you and the team for doing this together, helping to pull this together. And that's the ABWI-PPM. We have some other events coming up, so you'll see as the slides cycle through. We're going to have a local chapter event, a co-working connection and coffee event on April 13th. We're also going to have another panel full of women, here, about their, so the panel is going to consist of women who have recently passed their PMP or just different perspectives. Here it is, right there. So before women recently passed their PMP or long ago passed their PMP, as well as the woman who facilitates our PMP study group. You can attend that. And if you want more information about the association, please find me and I will give you my business card and we can talk after.
I'll give it up for Lauren. All right, so my name is Sharika Wheeler. I'm the president and chair of the PMI Washington chapter. We are now one of the largest chapters. We've only got like a couple, so I feel like we're going to get that. We'll be fine. But we are significantly larger with nearly 11,000 members in the chapter around the area and across the country and even around the world. I am definitely about partnerships. So one of the big things that I'm also incredibly focused on is how do we educate and empower and engage our project community, and especially how do we do that with the women that are in the project space. So to see this room full makes me full. So please give it up for yourself. We showed up, and, you know, we're pretty transparent. We did come together at the end of February going into March, and it was something that we both felt passionate about, and I knew the right person to call, who I knew would be passionate about doing an incredible event. And, Jose listened to all the crazy things y'all did. And now here we are, which is beautiful. A little bit about PMI Washington DC. I have some of my board members who are here in the room. You guys throw your hands up. I know we've got a couple of them here. It is really our goal. Yes, we are part of the global PMI, but it's really our goal to ensure that we have a project community, a diverse community, a community that sees all industries and really can help people learn how they can grow, how they can engage in the community, and how they can take whatever it might be, their career, their consulting firms, both. How do they take that to the next level? And we want to be there to support that. So that's really something that we've been focusing on. We have chapter meetings, we have networking events. Anybody been to a chapter meeting before? A couple? Has anybody been to a networking event before? A couple? So there's some events that are coming up in April and in May, and then the next time we see each other, everybody's gonna have their hands up in the air saying, yep, I've been to a chapter meeting, and yes, I've been to a networking event. Our events, we really try to design experiences, and it's important we know that time is, you know, it's very precious, it's very valuable. And so we try to create experiences so that, yes, you come out and you get PDUs and you learn really great topics. You learn from really good speakers who have good topics, but the other thing you're able to do is just experience a good time and take the time to network and engage with others. So with that, I'm going to stop talking, and I would love to bring to the stage, to the floor, Ms. Priya.
Hello. First, I will make you shout out for the Women History Month. I hope you all are enjoying today, and I'm very happy from WST that they're able to give you this chance to host you here. So thank you so much, everyone, to come. First, I would like to say thank you to PWID community to collaborating with us and giving this access to the community of project management. And when I met everyone, I understand that everyone is doing lots of good things. This is a very nice platform, and we are very happy that we collaborated with you. Thank you so much. So I hope you enjoyed the food, and I hope you like the decoration. So definitely would love to have more programs here. We would love to have, so this is the space of Washington University of Science and Technology, just next to this building. We are having university there. And this is the accelerator building where we are supporting incubating the startups and also the entrepreneurs. So this is the space which is for you, which you can think about this. Whatever you want to discuss, learn new technology, you want to grab the opportunity of the market, or you want to go upskill yourself. So here we are to support you, to get you this space where you can utilize this and learn your skills. Also, in this moment today, we would like to launch, that is one program of the WST Foundation Wise Accelerator, that is called Wise Week Fellowship. We means women entrepreneurs, as you all are women here, right? So for this, we are launching the Wise Week Fellowship. This fellowship is 6-month program specifically designed to the women who want to work on their business idea. Might be they already started a consultancy, but that consultancy can be converted into the actual business plan. So this whole fellowship program will be giving you that chance. And today, if you register it, there is a chance that 50 women gonna get a chance to be part of it. They're gonna use the co-working space and lots of programs. So definitely would love to have you as our fellow. We would love to have you as lots of programs under the university we do, lots of workshops we do. So definitely we would love to have collaboration with each one of you, how we can stay together and do lots of things for the community and the youth. So thank you so much. And yes, this is the Wise Accelerator website. Please go see wherever you think that you can fit, you can register yourself. And whenever you think that you want to learn something or give back to the community, please come to us. Thank you so much.
I was gonna say they should give me technology, that's fine. So are you guys ready for the panel?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the panel? Have our moderator come to the front, please. And our speakers, since our panelists, if you can start making your way as well. Our panelists, you can start making your way as well. I'm gonna turn it over. You guys give it up for Miss Felisa Tribble.
Yeah.
Who's going to be moderating the panel for this evening, and she'll do some introductions here in a bit. So give us just a few seconds to get everybody situated, and we're going to kick it off.
আজকে না বসো আজকে না বসো না
But we have to, yes. And we have but we can move it now as well. Let me not wait. The good stuff. You did? Yeah. Yeah. That makes my life. I don't. So, thank you. Just get that. Oh. And then it's really like how you have that thing. It's you're teaching me something new every day. I just learned it. I just get harder.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Felicia. I am one of the chapter leads of the DMV chapter, ABWIPPM. Very long, but I'm very proud to be a part of the organization. And I am your lovely moderator for today. That's what I'm doing. So I just want to say thank you to Tarika, thank you to Lauren. Congratulations on such a successful event already.
Yeah.
You know, when I agreed to moderate, I definitely thought it was only going to be about 50 people, but we definitely doubled that. So happy to be here. So we're going to talk to everyone who's here. And give a round of applause for our lovely panelists. All right, so before we get started, I just wanted to get a sense of who's in the room. So if you are an entrepreneur, can you raise your hand for me? Yes, wonderful. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur or someone who wants to get into that industry, please raise your hand. Yes, wonderful. I expected to see a little bit more, but that's okay. But if you didn't raise your hand, that's okay. You are in the right place because rewriting the narrative is not just about entrepreneurship. It's about the goals that you have for yourself in your career and choosing that path successfully and what that looks like for you. All right. So as far as our agenda today, I'm going to introduce the panel, or actually, the panelists will be introducing themselves as we get to the first question. Then we're going to deep dive into the conversation about their journey, as well as any challenges that they've had, and advice and takeaways. And then we'll do a short Q&A if we have time. All right. So, the first question. Okay. So let's start with your story. When you think about your career today, what is one moment where you realized you were going to have to write your own rules instead of following someone else? So for this question, I would like all of the panelists to respond, introduce themselves briefly. And if you just keep it pretty short, maybe a couple minutes so we can get through everyone. And we'll start from Tarika and go down the line.
Thank you. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. So no introduction needed. I think you all know my name and what I'm doing right now. Ooh. How real do we want to get this evening?
Very.
What was the defining moment for me when I knew I was going to have to rewrite my own narrative? I would say the defining moment for me was in 1997 when I found myself to be a freshman in college, and I had the interesting conversation with my parents to tell them not only was I doing great in school, but we were going to have an addition to the family. And so I, did all the things. I had a kiddo in college, and then I didn't really finish school when I wanted to, and didn't get my undergrad until I was about 33. But it was at that moment that I knew that traditional was not going to work, and that I could still be successful, and I could do all the great things that I've always dreamt that I wanted to do. I had my son. I now have 3 children. I'm married to my husband of 25 years, and I have and real life. And from college to now, one thing that I've always done is written my own story. So I decided that I was going to go back to school as an adult. I was going to get my degree, and I was going to pursue a path that was a little bit of executive administrative assistant, and then I wanted to do a little bit of consulting and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I've actually done it all, and that's okay. And I've rewritten my story a couple of times, and I love the spring chapter, and I love the chapter that I'm in right now, because that chapter says that I can do and be absolutely anything that I want to be, as long as I am happy with that. And so I am a wife and mom of 3, but I am also a project management executive. I lead all benefits and people operations for large company right here in the Washington, D.C. area. But I've also done some management consulting as well. And so, yeah, that's my story. That defining moment. What I thought was probably one of the scariest moments in my life was probably one of the biggest turning points that has defined who I am and what I'm doing. I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Amal Shesibiari. I am the faculty of STEM program, Washington University of Science and Technology. And I would like to talk about my story, my defining point. My defining point started when I was appointed. I changed my major, After the second year of being an excellent student in civil engineering into business major. My family did not discover that until after I graduated. They used that business was a big shock. Since then, I have been writing my own. I have joined throughout multiple disciplines. I decided to be versatile. I decided to be diverse. And my not only opportunities but my campus to prove to everyone that my decision was the right decision. I grew within organizations very early as a leader and started growing within operations management, project management, in the consulting business. And then I decided to step towards a pivotal moment where I decided to go to higher education. And that started with my MBA in corporate economics. I graduated with excellence. And then I moved into DBA in project management. I graduated with excellence. I moved to PhD in project management with leadership. I graduated with excellence. All that while I was working full time and then had a kid. And also I was collaborating research with a very important platforms around. After that, when 2019, when COVID hit everyone and we sat home, I decided to be an intern and to go to consulting on my own. I started a project. In a year, that project, I was able to put more than 3,000 stores around nationwide. Walmart, Wegmans, and Whole Foods. After 2023, Amazon started chasing me. They want to buy the product. I just sold the product 6 months ago. I have a royalty. The benefits will keep coming. I had lots of restrictions, so Amazon changed the brand of that product. I'm still growing, and I'm gonna keep growing. I look to myself as a student all the time. I will never change that. In order for us to grow, we have always to think that education, success is a process and an action. And whenever we stop believing in that perspective, we will deteriorate. As you all know, that things are, changing, not by the day, by the moment. We cannot, say now that we are learning. We find ourselves always behind throughout these certifications, technology, innovations, and science. I promised myself to be a lifelong learner. I haven't proved myself yet to where I want to be, but so far, all my family, all people that I know are very proud.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I would like to welcome everyone and like to thanks to PMI WDC and WFT for hosting this event. It is nice to see all of you. If you want me to share my story, definitely. It is a long story. So my journey was not easy from the beginning. I still remember one day in 2004. I came here in this country in 2003, but in 2004 one day, my father called me. So he asked me what you are doing. I answered, I'm just at home, staying at home. And the second question he asked me, what else you are doing? It was very simple, but for me it was very his voice was strong. Because that moment I was not doing anything, sitting idle and taking care of my baby. That moment actually is my turning point. I was thinking that my father has a big dreams, and his dream was, you know, not limited. Maybe he was thinking to move forward. So I said, yeah, definitely. I called Baba. Yeah, definitely. I will be starting my career again. So I promised him, and the next day I started going to the college. And that moment also, I was a young mother. I was enjoying my life and going to the college. And in 2005, when my husband started a new IT business, I started also, I was thinking that I should support him because he is the only one person who was working so hard and also he has like a full-time job. So I decided to helping him and I supported our students. I was mentoring, I was helping them, I was helping also to finding a job for them. I was enjoying my young life and also enjoying to supporting our students. So after a few years later, when I finished my college, then I was thinking to go back to like I should get a job. So I found a job while I was working in the Navy Bureau in a government project. That moment, my daughter was in the middle school, so I was not able to pick up my phone or I cannot have any connection with anyone in the family. So I realized that why not I can focus my time and dedicated my 100% efforts to the company. So that moment I realized that no, definitely I should go back to support my husband and that moment I was fully dedicated and it was like my turning point as well. So I was dedicated with my kids and the family. I was balancing everything and then I think I was successful from that moment. So now as you see me here, it was not easy for me. My journey was too long, but I made it. With my hard work, dedication, for a female, it is not easy. So I completed my graduation and then, I fully dedicated the company. I have a own IT company, not only here, also in offshore, in Bangladesh, in India, here as well. So right now we have a WST, Washington University Science and Technology, it's education, and I am also dedicated for this company. I love to work with the students and to support our students. Also, I'm supporting our community because I think after 20 years later, I think that I have to go back to the community and give the community. So I'm very much dedicated to the few organization which is called Cyber Guild. There is just to create the cyber awareness for our young generation. So I'm very much involved with that organization as well as another like cyber team. So I would like to say like for the young generation, it's really important nowadays to how to save and secure in the cyber, so I'm very much dedicated also. Also, I would say that the female, the journey is not easy, but we have to move forward. The technology is moving forward. World is rapidly changing, so we have to move forward. And AI is transforming the technology, so we need to develop our skills. So that's it from my side. Thank you, everyone, and I wish you all the best.
Good evening, everyone. I will start with an introduction. I'm Dr. Lanisha Ely. I am the Assistant Dean and Adjunct Professor at Georgetown University. The class I teach is Ethics and Project Management. I also have an Executive Master's in Project and Portfolio Management from Georgetown University, one of 11 only in the United States with that executive. I am also known as the Confidence Doula. I have a coaching brand where I coach women, specifically women that look like me, on how to be self-assured and how to show up in spaces that are authentic, bold. Turning point. Thank you. Turning point. I wouldn't say there was one specific turning point. I feel like I've been doing this all. I've been turning a lot. I realized that at one point I did not have to choose between being a career professional and an entrepreneur. I didn't have to choose between being a coach or being a professor. I could do it all. And usually, as women, we say we do all the things, right? That's not a badge of honor, I don't think. But we do it and we do it well. Um, Also, being the eldest daughter, granddaughter in my family, I felt that I had to overachieve so much. So I went through life overachieving, going above and beyond. And I realized that that wasn't my story. That was my family's story. So I had to pull myself out of their narrative, out of their perspective, and really truly be who I wanted to be, and do what made me happy. So I did that. So now I am 50. I am an adjunct professor. I coach Black women on how to be and lead themselves successfully. I also am a publisher and 8-time author. And I'm sure I forgot some of that, but we'll probably get to more as we have this discussion. But I'm excited to be here today, and hopefully I can meet some more of you before we teach this evening. These were some great authentic stories. How am I going to beat them? A very good evening, wonderful friends. I would like to start off with thanking Sharika and the PMI chapter for giving me an opportunity to share some of my stories and life lessons learned with this wonderful group over here. My name is Ritima Kataria. In my day job, I lead federal health IT strategy and growth for a company called ICF in the federal market. I'm also a former Fed myself. And I'm a mother of 2 beautiful girls, 23 and 19. I say that because that's very much part of my identity. So that's a little bit about me. In terms of my turning point, I would say they were a series of moments. There was not one particular moment. They were a series of moments. And I'll share with you what that means. So my education and training, I'm an electronics engineer. I grew up in India, and that's where I did my undergrad. So throughout my education, especially in the field of electronics engineering in the 90s, there were very, very few women. So let me ask the audience this question. How many of you have ever entered a room and felt that I'm a little bit different? Whether it's, I see a lot of hands, right? Whether it is you're one of the few women or the only woman, or you are the youngest, or you're a woman of color, or you are the only technical person, or you're the only entrepreneur. And I have walked into those rooms my entire life. Starting from the time early on when I went to school, as well as some of my initial parts of the career, I was one of the very few women. And through those series of experiences is when I learned. I'll give you an actually quick anecdote. So my first job, I was technical, very technical, but then I was also an extroverted type A personality, which hopefully some of you will see some here. And I was very quickly put into client-facing roles. So I was traveling the entire country, teaching people how to adopt emerging technology in late 90s at the time in the semiconductor industry. And I would go to these client sites, and they were not used to seeing a young woman, a kid straight out of college, who's super technical and who's in client-facing roles. So I would put my hand out for a handshake. By the way, women, I like to put handshake. Women should give out a handshake. I would put my hand out, and guess what I would get? They would receive my hand with like tip of their 3 little fingers. And I want to say, I'm not done. I'm not going to break. Treat me as one of you, right? Treat me as an equal. So what I learned then is that when you walk into those rooms, many people are not going to know how to treat you as an equal. You are going to have to teach them how to treat you as an equal. So that is the part where I learned I am going to have to create my own story and my own way of, I am not going to be received the way I want to unless I teach them how you should receive. And being different in a room is not a weakness. It is strength, and that is what I would like to share with all the women in this room. That when you find yourself in those situations, being different is not a weakness. It is leverage, it is strength, and it makes you who you are and you're. That's the
personal stories, and I can imagine throughout all your journeys that you have exhibit some type of bravery in order to get where you are today. So I actually wanted to kick this off with Anisha because of your business. So what helped you build confidence in spaces where you may have been one of the few women in the room, and others can chime in afterwards as well?
Well, that's funny. Because I walk in so many places where I am the only one. The only one that looks like me, the only woman, the only young woman, the only leader that has the position that I have. So I built the confidence and I coached women and I told them that you have to first believe in yourself. My faith is my anchor, but then my belief also is I could do all things. Because before I was given a title, I was already credentialed. I was credentialed at birth. So that's what this is.
I absolutely love that, and I think so many times we get on into the title or the degree or the letters that, precede us for certification. And I think we have to take a step back before you enter any room and know who you are. Because if you can't define that for yourself, no one else can define that for you. And so for me, I have the course of being the youngest in the room, always being the youngest leader in the room. Oftentimes the only female, and most of the time the only female that looked like me. And it was very challenging sometimes for me to speak up. And have you guys ever heard the saying that, create your own table or bring your own seat to the table? I didn't know how to do that when I first started out in my career. I was given some big titles and I didn't have that confidence inside that I felt like I could create my own seat at the table. And so I think it took for me to take a step back and say, stop letting the title and the travel and all of these great, wonderful accomplishments you have, stop letting that define you. And take a step back and say, who are you? And once I did that, I show up and show out wherever I go. Right? In any room, you could be a CEO or you could be the assistant in the room. You could be a philanthropist that, was seeking to find funding for something, or you could be, a project manager who's just taking off a project, whatever it may be, and whoever people are that I engage with, I feel like I can show up consistently. And I think that starts with understanding and knowing and telling yourself your purpose, who you are, before you can show up brave in other spaces and deal sometimes with you if you don't feel like you've got others around you that have the same experiences or look like you.
I'm sorry, I just want to add, because the notion of having a seat at the table, right? We all say, invite me so that I can have a seat at the table. I tell women, don't look for the seat. Have the courage to stand and still be you. You don't need a seat at the table. If you're in the room, be able to stand and be bold in who you are.
Can I add?
I'd like to add something.
Yes, you go ahead. You go ahead. I know you don't get that. In this room, because this PMI-WBC chapter, I'm going to make an assumption that most of the folks are either already PMP certified or have some interest in PMP and have something to do somewhere with project management. Right? So with that assumption, I'll get to my point. The second here is, the one thing I like to share with people is being excellent and detail oriented and being good at your job is what gets you in the room that we're talking about. But that doesn't necessarily get you a seat at the executive table. A lot of us, and I learned this lesson the hard way in my life, which is why I enjoy sharing it, and hopefully some folks can learn from it, is sometimes we feel that in order to prove to the room that we are so good and we know our job and we can be trusted, one can have a tendency, or I would have a tendency, to over-explain myself, share all the details, which is why I'm sharing the project management example as a backdrop, because project management
are often called upon to talk about their stuff. And you know your stuff. This is why you are there in the room in the first place, because you know your stuff. But you can have a tendency to talk about how hard I'm working and how I have all the details under control and I know everything, and you try to share that. While that gets you recognized as an excellent person in your trade, that doesn't necessarily take you to the next level. In order to get to the next level and find that right seat at the table, the proverbial table that we are talking about, is being actually able to take a step back, read the room, and actually sometimes less is more. Let us take it. Less is more, and being able to speak that executive speak and put things in terms of the business context, the mission context, the impact, the risk, the mitigation, and those are the things that will allow the room to help the room to look at you that you are ready for the next level and the executive presence versus talking about a lot of the nitty-gritty. And it's a very fine balance and a dance. But I thought I would add that.
Dr. Alicia, did you still want to add?
Yes.
For me, I would like to say that women, all professions, should really believe that confidence is as important as confidence. This is very, very important. The most important thing to look at yourself as a confident. And whenever you find your niche, everyone is looking at you. You need to specify yourself. You need to work on selling yourself. Additionally, you need to make sure that you are not intimidated by others that are in the room, no matter what. No matter how do you feel that you are probably less competitive in somehow right in education, in positions, in roles. Always make sure that your competence is your brand. And in addition, I do believe, and I disagree with some of my colleagues here, we need to advocate for our friends, for our values, for our positions. Sometimes we need to compete to sit at the table. Because if you are intimidated, if you leave that table, it's not easy for you to come back with the same attitude and with the same impact, with the same confidence. That's my style and that's my style.
Wonderful. Actually, I'd like to build on that. Looking back, was there a decision that felt scary at the time, but ultimately became one of the best things you did for your career?
It's okay.
Yes, there was a time when I decided to pursue my studies. That was a pivotal moment. It was a scary moment too. It was very risky. I was successful in my job. I had a full-time job. I was also growing with that organization. And I was very concerned that I might have to choose where to determine. But I decided to chase that dream, that passion. I worked very hard. I doubled my effort with determination, with hard work, with resilience, with confidence. I was able to simultaneously not only achieve my level of studies, I was able to collaborate and be part of research. And that also was a big, kind of effort that we or I had to do while I was my doctoral study. That's the moment where I got very scared. But at that point in time, when I achieved that dream, I decided to pursue more education. I was sure that I can do things with perseverance, with commitment, with resilience, and with intentional decision.
I think
mean? I think for me, one of the scariest moments in my career was, I had an opportunity, I any Texas, fellow Texans in the room? In Texas, I worked for a level 1 pediatric trauma center for about 10 years. And there I led a child abuse prevention program. I was a program coordinator, if you will, at that time. And the work that I was doing at the local level and the state level got the attention of the national office here in DC. So much so that in 2013, they recruited me to move here and to run the national program that was doing corporate social responsibility for Fortune 400 and 500 companies. And I said, whoa, you want me to do what? I can do that? Okay, I can do that, absolutely. And my fear took over me, but in a good way. Because I actually think fear is okay. I actually think it's okay to do the things that scare you. I was a mom of 3 kids that were all elementary, middle school, married, and I said, we're moving to DC. from Austin, Texas. That scared me. That scared me. It scared me from a career perspective because I was in front of brands like Honeywell and Johnson & Johnson and General Motors and convincing them that I can develop programs that are going to help them show up in the marketplace to show that they not only care about their products or their brand, but they also care about the community that they're impacting. And you're going to pay millions of dollars for that. I'm scared out of my mind. Did I do it? Absolutely. Did I do it well? You bet. I absolutely did. But I'm scared out of my mind about moving my family here. We have no family here. None whatsoever. All of our family was in the state of Texas and the state of Kentucky. And I think sometimes, any working moms around, working aunties, working I think sometimes we spend a lot of time focused on caring and nurturing others. It is our natural instinct to do so, even when we don't have children. It's our natural. And what scared me was that I was doing something. And then I said advancement was okay. I said growth was okay. I said yes to making a decision that I didn't have mapped out. And I was okay with that. But I love where I am today. I've met incredible individuals. I have built programs that have been national programs and global programs. I have had the opportunity to be in rooms that I belong there. Absolutely. That confidence, I already got it. Yeah, I believe that I belong there. I'm shocked at that. Oh my gosh. I'm in these types of rooms at this place in my career, and it scared me. But that fear is what also propelled me forward. And it allowed me to continue to be fearless and be in a place where I'm okay with growth. I'm okay with advancement, even if it feels like I'm focused on me and not always just focused on family or friends and things of that nature. I think sometimes we struggle with that. But I think that's a good picture.
Awesome. I think a lot of people in the audience can probably relate to a lot of your stories than I can. But I do want to make this very practical. So many professionals today are exploring consulting, entrepreneurship, or portfolio careers. What has your experience been with building a career that offers flexibility or autonomy?
Yeah, thank you so much. But I'd like to go to the previous question and like share my experience. And for any business, I believe there is a difficult challenge. I remember during the COVID, not only for us, it was challenging for everyone, for any business. So during the COVID, actually, we had a office in Cyprus area. So we closed everything. So one day I was just crying because like more than 20 years we are at that location and the business was shut down and everything we are coming back to my basement. So I was thinking like how we will be surviving next few years. At the same time, my middle school, daughter, they're going to middle school, and everybody is at home. Our business at home is a basement. One day I was thinking that, how we can overcome the situation. So to balance as a mother, as a wife, and as a family, like a key person, I was thinking I have to, it's my responsibility to give them the strength, to give them mental support, and also at the same time, I put my 100%. I just, put all of my efforts, day and night I worked, and within few months, I saw the changes. And so I believe honesty, integrity, and dignity. And also, if you have a goal, then definitely, if you're a hard worker, definitely you can reach your goal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And so just back to the last question, what has your experience been with building a career that offers flexibility or autonomy? I'll take one person for this question.
I would answer. Again, I'm gonna go back to talk about me and how everyone's hearing me?
Yes.
How that era, made us really rethink flexibility and how, we can really, in the modern careers, think about taking advantage of technology and work flexibility. At that time, I decided to really work as a consultant for other companies, and I grew to the point that the Department of State tasked me to help them put together programs for leadership development to the to their diplomats. And to start with, as a matter of fact, I got somehow not scared, but I thought this is a big responsibility, and I went through many interviews, and I won them. I worked very hard in that contract, and I helped them through 2 years to develop their leaders, to go over many barriers that they might face globally and internationally, but that while they are serving their portfolio. Another thing that also my name started to grow also by the UN to help them also with programs that also I added some volunteer work to the point that where I rented 2023 the title of Global Goodwill Ambassador. So far I am very proud of this title, and it's an honorary, but it was based on my achievements of programs, leaderships, and program management. And at that era, also from 2019 to 2024, I helped many starting their businesses, taking their businesses to the industry, and get successful. And also, I've helped many companies created their enterprise project management strategies and focus that kind of system within the ERP system within their organization. So yes, that moments that era from 2019 to 2024, 2024, I worked with very flexibility, and I was very successful, very productive, and that's really played a pivotal role in my professional.
Thank you. And as we close this conversation, I just wanted to have all the panelists just give one word, thinking about our theme tonight, rewriting the narrative. How would you describe one word that you'd like to share with the attendees to help them in their path as they're doing something? Or start then.
You want to start with me?
One word.
I'm so sorry. Friends and all the women. You can have it all. If anybody tells you you cannot have it all, do not believe. believe in that you can have it. So far as we're talking about work-life balance and those kind of things. When I say you can have it all, you may not achieve a perfect balance every single day or every single week. But as long as in big picture you are able to achieve the balance of your professional and work life, but please do not let anybody tell you that you cannot have it. Because go get it, you can have it. That's her one. That's what you understand that we're following.
I'll piggyback on that and I'll say that, you don't need permission. Write your own permission slip because you have the power to be free.
Thank you so much. I would say everyone has a talent. Utilize your talent. You have a goal. You do hard work. Definitely you can reach your goal. Also, I would say family is the matter. If you have family support, you have a good partner, then definitely you can do that. Thank you so much and thank you everyone.
For me, my work here, I'd like to say a sentence. Because I'd like to say that, I want to put it in a very simple way. Careers are very careers are defined by determination, resilience, hard work, perseverance, and purpose, intentional decision. If you do not believe in yourself, no one will believe you. Your big, most important investment is in yourself. That's when you are going to be able to even have an impact in your community, your peers, and also around the others following you from family, friends, or what.
Mine is also free. I want you to really embody and think about having audacity to show up for what you desire. And sometimes we're very timid about our desires. We settle for what's happening in the now. We settle for what we believe others may think we should be doing. Or we settle for what's coming. And I want you to have the audacity to show up for yourself and go after that thing you desire. You want a promotion, go get it. You want to advance in your career, let's level up. Let's do it. You want to start that consulting firm, you want to start taking project management as a space that you know that you can help others build their businesses, go have the audacity to do it. And see what
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do live Q&A at the moment, but I encourage you to come talk to these ladies. They are very open, very friendly. Connect with them, and I'm sure they'll be able to talk more later.
Can you guys give it up for our facilitator, our moderator? And can you guys give it up for our panel? Can anybody relate to the stories that we were telling today? Is that resonating across this room in any way? So this is an opportunity now that we're gonna break into smaller groups. We're gonna break into two. And we're going to do those kind of career professionals, and we're going to do consultants and entrepreneurs. Career professionals, we're gonna stay in this room. And those who are consultant entrepreneurs, we're going to go just right outside of this room. You may have seen some chairs that were there, kind of classroom stuff. We have two incredible facilitators that are going to lead you through this conversation and really kind of a working session to take some of the hopefully thought-provoking
things that you heard in this panel and start to talk it out loud, because I guarantee you, somebody else here is thinking about or going through some of the things that you are too when it comes to either one of those things. So I'm going to make some introductory. Okay, so the microphone facilitators come to the front. I see Miss Lauren, and where's Miss Cindy? Ah, there they go. All right. Don't give them our facilitator. Give them the facilitator. So I'm gonna, what they're gonna do, I'm gonna have them introduce themselves and talk to me real briefly so you know which side of the room you want to go to. And then we're going to use like 2 minutes of transition period to either stay here and maybe move up a little close, or go to the outside space and then we'll spend about we're gonna spend about 40 minutes in those more breakout conversations. We're gonna come back together, share out a little bit of what we're hearing from one another, and then we'll close out our evening. But I'm gonna turn it over to the ladies and do some quick introductions, tell them what they're gonna talk about on breakout, and then we're gonna break.
Great, thank you, Teresa. I'm not gonna introduce myself again, but I did want to take a second to acknowledge, I know we already gave it up for the moderator. She is an ABWI chapter lead. Our chapter lead gets leadership opportunities, leadership development. I'm so proud of her. Can you give her another round of applause? So, I will be facilitating the breakout session about entrepreneurship. I do own a project management consulting firm, a pretty successful one, might I add. So if you want to come talk to me about that, please go around the corner, like Teresa said, where the chairs are set up.
Oh, wait,
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. My name is Kanika Tolver. I'm from the Washington DC area. I tech industry as a project manager. I have my own company called Career Rehab, where I coach people into 6-figure positions in project management, product management, program management, all the P's. No PPP loans, but all the P's. If you're interested in coming to my breakout session, we would definitely be talking about how to level up in this area. And any other career development questions that you have about project management, I will be happy to answer. And it's just going to be a fun conversation.
So this time, you've got about 2 minutes for you to find this room to be in, and then the conversation will begin. Okay? What do you want to do? Sorry.
I've also worked at other organizations in the federal government space, like the Department of Treasury, where I'm the senior AI product manager, my last most recent role. So I've been doing project management and I've kind of transitioned to product management in the last 6 years. So I really want us to just really have a good conversation and you can pretty much ask me different questions about project management and where we're going with this new AI era, or just any project management questions you want to have. So I don't foresee this as me lecturing to you or speaking to you in a way where I'm doing a presentation. I really want to kind of get to know a little bit more about what do you want to know about. And I will be passing the mic around and addressing different types of questions. One thing that I do want to start off with is that I do feel like this is a very difficult job market for a lot of people. And it's a very challenging time with everything that's going on. But I think it's a very important time to transition. I think it's a very important time for us to sit back and think about what are the things that we've been sitting on or waiting for people to give us permission to do that we haven't been doing ourselves. I don't believe that the things that we're experiencing and seeing, some of these things definitely could have been prevented, but I'm just trying to find the light and find the magic within this level of difficulties and darkness. There is some light here, and I think the light is really in the era of automation. I really think project managers are really going to shine the most. The go-getter project managers are going to shine because they're going to automate a lot of the daunting tasks that they hate doing, and they're going to use different types of tools to do that. Meeting notes, emails, a lot of things that you just know you never had time to do, you are going to be able to do that a lot faster. And I do believe that there is positive things that are going to come from AI specifically, but there are going to be a lot of negative things that come from it. But I really want to let you know that the only way that project managers are going to shine and not feel like they want to be replaced is they're going to have to use the tool. And they're going to have to be way more technical than they used to use before they didn't have to get as technical. And when I say technical, and I may come from a tech perspective, I think that everyone's going to have to really lean in to understand what is the business impact they want to make on an organization beyond just those daily tasks. It's going to have to go from being project oriented to being more business oriented if you're going to survive. A lot of times we were doing things that we know we had to do, but we weren't seeing any impact from it. And I think that we need to really turn our time into being little CEOs of our careers as project managers and really figure out how can we help organizations, industries thrive from a business perspective. We do all the things, we get the certs, we build the project schedule, we build the product backlog, we do the meeting notes, we facilitate meetings, we lead teams, we communicate with executive leaders, but we're not really honing in on the impact that we're making on a day-to-day basis when it comes to business perspective. And that's where AI comes in. Because you can throw anything in AI and you can go into a meeting and sound real good. Me and ChatGPT and now Claude gonna be my side chick now. Moving over. Which with chat. Everybody's saying I need to go cheat on chat with Claude, so I'm going all in on April and we going on a staycation and we going to learn Claude. So I really feel like we just gotta adopt the tool. We have to adopt the tool from a perspective just prompt. We need to go all in with automation and building AI agents. I believe, and I coach a lot of people, my clients, it's time for me to become a builder. And I can no longer just manage builders or work with the builders. As a project manager, it's my time to learn how to build apps, websites, proof of concepts, and transition my project management skills into being a builder. Because we have sat on the sideline too long, and we've always been on the side just collaborating, communicating with builders. And I believe that this is our time as PMs to really become builders. these tools they don't require coding. They require a lot of analytical thinking and forward thinking that we've already been doing probably majority of our whole entire careers. So I am a big fan of AI. I'm a big fan of PMs using AI to automate their systems, but I'm also a fan of you using it to further your career beyond just the project space, but into the program and product space. And I think that that's two spaces that we don't really highlight as much as project managers. So I really just don't want to take the time and go on my little AI tangent, but I really want to go in and start asking you, what do you want out of your goals for 2026 and beyond, and what can I help you with tonight to get there closer? So I'm just going to be passing the mic around and addressing questions, or if you want to come up, or you want to stand up and ask your question if everyone can hear you.
Are you ready for questions?
Yes, ma'am. This is a conversation. This is me standing up, and this is like a fireside chat.
We're getting a little off topic, but I'm really, really curious because you have over 30,000 connections or followers on LinkedIn. I wanted to know how long, and this is this speaks to the broader career development as well. You want to tie in this project, connect with others, building relationships and partnerships. How have you been successful getting such a large following? So one question is, how long did it take you? And then how have you done it?
So she asked me a question about LinkedIn. I have 30,000 connections. Yes, that's true. They're not bots. They're all real people. It's showing up consistently for years. People use LinkedIn when they're looking for a job, but I use LinkedIn because I am the job. I want to be known for something. I wanted to build my brand. That's why I wrote this amazing book called Career Rehab. And it's about rebuilding your personal brand and changing the way that you think about yourself. So I look at LinkedIn as an opportunity to not just connect with people when I'm desperate for a job. I look at it as an opportunity to showcase my knowledge. So how I've been building connections is going to events on a regular basis. Also speaking, because I'm a speaker, but then also making sure that I post regularly. Like I post 2 times a week at minimum, probably more than that, right? So I'm not saying that the number doesn't matter. The connection of quality matters. Who are you connecting with matters. And project managers need to step up and not be in the background, and need to step up to the front. And they need to not be the background singer of teams. They need to be the front line. They need to be putting themselves out there with posting articles. I have a Substack that I posted. I just started building. So when I think of personal brand, and I think in this economy that we're living in, there's no way that you're going to survive and be seen and not posting about getting a PMP or taking a new course. Recruiters and hiring managers, that's what they want to see. I think that it's being intentional about your strategy. So I would say it took many years to build that amount of followers, but at the same time, I don't think that I connect with 30,000 people. I probably have a smaller sense of connections with people that I really know. And I say that to be intentional when I say that, is that people follow me, but I'm not also following all 30,000 people. So I set up these virtual chats. 3 times a week, I'm meeting with somebody new on LinkedIn that I don't know. I'm using ChatGPT to create a DM message. And if you're a hiring manager or recruiter, or you're somebody that I met at this event, I'm saying, can I set up and meet with you for 15 minutes? Now, I know the way I talk is 30, but I just said 15 because I don't know business, right? And it's just a way for me to kind of like get into the Zoom call with them and to explain to them who I am. And a lot of times I'm not going into those calls to ask for anything. I'm going in for good vibes, good connections. And normally when I don't go in as a taker, at the end of the call, they'll say, well, let me know if you're looking for a job. I'll refer you into the hiring system. And I'm like, yeah, I'm right where I wanted. I was thinking about trying to get a job in Microsoft, but I was going to tell you that I really was saying that I've been following your content for some time. So I would say that it's because of the book, it's because of other social media platforms that I'm on. I'm on X. I have 63,000 followers on X. But that's because I showed up every week and I posted consistently, even when I didn't feel like it. And I always made sure that I commented on other people's posts. I'm not looking for them to be a clout chaser of my content, but I'm a fan of seeing other people's content.
Thank you.
So you need it.
I think I need it.
Yeah.
My question is,
I think for the other in the back of the room, we hear you in the back.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
My question is,
For people like us, like students, we are just starting now. We don't have experience. When we go for interview, they always ask you, what project have you done from the beginning to from the beginning to the end? What project were you like hands-on? And we don't have that. We are starting your students. What would be your advice for this? Where can we start? Because nobody's going to give us a whole project to learn.
I think that's a really great question. And it's a question that I get from people that are pivoting into a new career and people who are getting out of college. So you have career pivoters who are, maybe they was in a different, educators who come to me, they want to become project managers, they were teachers, or they were administrative assistants, and they had no project management experience. They never led a project. So what we do is we start becoming project managers of our own lives first. And then we start to think about what type of events are we having. Let me be the project manager at this event if I'm volunteering. Let me be the project manager at the church. Let me be the project manager over my kids' sporting thing that they do. Let me be in charge of something. Or it goes back to AI. AI knows a lot about you already. You're just gonna go in there and prompt and say, please give me some project management projects that I could build on my own and that I can showcase on my resume. And then you're going to go through the process and it's going to give you the instructions and steps. And you're going to say, I'm new to project management. Give me some potential project ideas. You're going to pick an idea basically based on what AI already knows about you. And you're going to pick one of those projects and you're going to take the book knowledge that you know about project management and you want to build a project. And you're going to put professional projects on the section of your resume. So before the professional education, before the professional experience section, you're going to put a section called professional projects. And you're going to talk about that project the same way that you would talk about it if you were a project manager. You're going to ask ChatGPT, please make these bullets on my resume for my professional project showcase that I was leading, I was implementing, creating, I was managing, showcasing real strong action verbs. And then you're going to utilize the things that you know from school and from getting the PMP and all the training, and you're going to infuse those keywords into the resume. So I think it's important for us to like be very creative. Not lie. I'm not telling you to lie, but be very creative because the men are doing it. They get the jobs and they didn't have the experience, but they've learned a way to finagle that system, to shake that person's hand, to make that thing happen, and they're putting it on their resume and they're showcasing that experience.
So for example, I know about the project slides. I'm a teacher for 11 years, so I have a bunch of projects as a teacher. But I think my difference is what kind of job am I able to do? What kind of job am I applying? What type of people am I looking for the project?
So you want to be a project manager?
Yes.
So a project manager can actually be a project manager in any industry. So first, this is what when they talk about rewriting the narrative, this is what I was going to say. I wasn't on the panel, but I think you have to rewrite the narrative of what industries you've been normally exposed to. and you have to explore other industries. We in the Washington DC area, right now, ain't the time to put all your eggs in federal government in a project. You're going to have to look outside the norm, and you're going to have to look into the fintech industry, the healthcare industry. You're going to have to look into education. Project manager is a universal role no matter what industry that you're in. So I think it's going to be very important to expand your reach and to do your research based upon the things that you're interested in, and based upon, I think healthcare, AI and healthcare in general is an industry where I don't see a lot of layoffs. The layoffs are happening in the gov tech, big tech, and in the federal government space. We have to go and ask ChatGPT or Cole, what industries are thriving the most? Who's getting the less amount of layoffs? What industries are thriving the most? And then look for project management opportunities in those specific industries. And then we create a list of companies in those industries. If it's financial, then you look for all the financial companies. If it's healthcare, look for all the healthcare insurance companies. And then you expand your reach by going to the careers page and not using LinkedIn Easy Apply. There's about 10,000 other people that apply to that same Easy Apply job, and you apply directly on the company's website. Next question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay. We're gonna go from.
Okay, I just got a rebuttal. That's all.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hi, so I'm a current program manager. You had talked about in the beginning, the differences kind of between project, program, product, manager. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
That's a great question. So, project management, I think I look at project management is normally the first entry point into the other two areas. So project managers are managing projects. They're given an individual project or multiple projects where they're responsible for managing the task and managing the timeline, sometimes managing the budget, sometimes they're managing a team of people, and their job is to ensure that the project is delivered on time. With program managers, they are sometimes managing multiple different project managers. They're at the program level. So they're not looking at things on the individual level to the point where they're in the weeds. They're looking at the program, how the program is supported by maybe 5 or 6 other projects that support the overall program itself. And then a product manager, which is, I wouldn't say it's new, but it's new to me in the last 7 years. I've been a product manager. Product managers, they focus in on building products. So when I say products, Instagram is a product. LinkedIn is a product. Your banking app is a product. Somebody has to build those functionalities and those features to make sure that the app and the product works according to plan, right? And a product manager is working closely with the engineers, the developers, the marketing team, and end users to ensure that the product is successful. You know you get app updates on your app, on your phone, your iPhone or Android. There's a product team ensuring that that product gets better and better and better. Product managers sometimes are individual contributors, and sometimes product managers are overseeing a team. Sometimes they're just working and collaborating with other teams. But a project manager could actually be overseeing the development of an app and a system too in some organizations. So I've seen the titles work interchangeably in some organizations. Does that explain it? But most project managers end up becoming promoted into program managers eventually if that's their
You have a question, right?
Oh, hello everyone. So I just wanted to, I guess, have a rebuttal a little bit and just kind of get your thoughts on this. So I did love your idea of being creative when you're kind of new to this project management space, looking for just really stepping into the field, right? So whether you're like fresh out of college or pivoting within your career. But I think a lot of times too, like, yes, we need to be confident and go after these roles, but you also have to be like realistic on the type of projects that you're setting yourself up to or applying for. Because if you don't have the experience from a what to do in this situation, then I feel like you're almost setting yourself up for failure a little bit, because now you're in these situations where you don't have that fallback or that experience. Yes, you can go to ChatGPT, Claude, just use all AI technology, but what is the, like, you got to move quick in certain situations. And I feel like if you don't have that experience to then like fall back, like I failed during this time and now like I won't do that again. And so I feel like, yes, you should be creative and apply for those jobs, but really think about the situations when you're going to be in a situation where it's going to be some type of project that something's going to fail. Like something's always going to go wrong during a project, and you have to know how to handle that situation. And a lot of times that comes from experience.
I agree with you. I think being a project manager is one of the toughest jobs in this industry. And I think that people should actually, instead of jumping right into a project manager role, they should consider project analyst, project coordinator. They should consider business analyst roles. And I'm gonna say this, and people may not like it because I know this is a project management event. It's okay if you decide that you don't want to be a project manager no more. People don't want to talk about that because they want to glamorize being a project manager. It's hard as I don't know what. I ain't even gonna fake like it, act like it is. I mean, it is hard. So I know people that be like, I tried it, it wasn't for me. But that PMP experience is still transferable into other roles. I have a young lady who works at Booz Allen Hamilton, and she's one who just PMO, which is a small subset of project management, and she's still gonna make 125. She's still gonna use AI to automate some of their systems in the PMO office, but she's not gonna be leading an enterprise level project. PMO is just project management office. They just kind of focus on the budget, the QC stuff, right? So I think that you have to also say, if I try it and I don't like it, it doesn't mean that I'm a failure either, right?
Yeah.
And ask your manager, as a new project manager, just start off with small little projects. Give me baby ones. Don't give me a full grown child. Like just give me baby ones because it will stress you out. These jobs will stress you out because we will make our resume sound AI-ish, and we ain't get half enough of that stuff. So make this realistic. Don't be lying on me and making me sound like I've been doing this for 7 years and you got to tell me to make it sound more like you are an associate or junior level. Next question.
I'm so sorry, we have one question.
Oh, sorry. But it was a great point you made. Great point.
Hi. Good to see you again. I saw you at the conference in October.
Okay. Thank you. Nice to see you again too. I just want to let you know I'm giving out copies to a couple of people that ask questions. So this is my book, and I will autograph it for you. Okay.
Wonderful.
I'll be giving out copies.
Oh, thank you.
I have 2 more, so we're gonna do 2 more questions.
So before the conference, I just recently obtained my PMP, so I'm 6 months. 6-month PMP certified on it. So my question is, I have a background in interior design, technical writing, contract management, and I'm wondering, and I want to get more into the facilities part of project management. I've kind of done that in aspects of all those roles.
Oh, that sounds good.
How can I use AI in facilities when I get to that position? So essentially, how is AI used in facilities management?
That's a good question. I never worked in facilities management role. I haven't worked in facilities management roles, but that would be your homework, is to go into AI and ask them how would they actually use it. I primarily have worked on technology-based projects. So my industry discipline is very government, federal government. Because you have a contracting background, I would assume that most contracting offices have project managers that's kind of overseeing multiple different solicitations, acquisitions, and procurement initiatives. So I think that would be great for you, but for facilities, we look at it as a physical.
I've already done that part. I want to do more of the facilities now. I've done the acquisition.
Okay, right. What I'm saying is, I think that from an AI perspective, I really wouldn't know how AI is in facilities. I mean, they're probably eventually going to utilize robots and robotic type things to manage facilities in the far future. I mean, they're already doing that with warehouses and things like that. They're gonna get rid of people and they're gonna use robots to like manage shipping products and stuff out. And I would assume in facilities, maybe there will be some type of AI things happening, but I don't even want to tell you, I don't know the answer to that.
I have a question for you and anyone who is appropriate. What are people doing with AI that's like not just asking AI to do something? Like I want to hear from people who are doing like who are building their own AI agents. Like, what are people doing on the basic AI stuff?
Yeah. So I mean, her question was, what are people doing with AI that's beyond just asking AI to do stuff or prompting? Is anybody in here built anything with AI tools they want to share?
So
Share with us what you've been building.
So a lot of the mundane stuff that, especially I'm focusing more so on coaches and service providers. When you're bringing on a new client and you're trying to onboard them, you have all these questions that you need answered in order to bring them onto your business. A lot of coaches or career providers, they have a different process for different. I'm creating a AI bot that will create uniform. I'm also creating a system for SOPs where I cut my teeth in taking a system or process, having to watch somebody sit there do it on a very antiquated system, write out how they did it, and then go back and type it out and create an SOP. Nobody got time for that. You know, I have to be 2026 and have time to write stuff. So I'm creating an AI bot that will sit there with that person virtually, watch them do it, take the notes, and then recreate the SOPs so that they have that, so they have some governance to follow, so they can give it to the next person to train them. So they're not making
That's great. Anybody else have anything they want to share with you when they are building anything? Somebody else have a question?
So, can everybody hear me? I think
they're bringing the mic to you.
Hello, so I'm Kiara Harris, currently work for Bloomberg in the HR department, and we do have a lot of questions that we get from new hires. Specifically, I work with people on our learning management system, and we are trying to train new administrators for the learning management system we have. So I took a knowledge base. We have a knowledge base for the system, and it has a lot of different information. So, like, if any admins have any questions, this bot I created basically pulls the information from that knowledge base, and it spits out an answer for any of the administrators that have a question. I used to be the person who answered the questions, but it's now nice to have the bot.
The knowledge base is like the core piece to the whole, any AI product that you're building. I built a ServiceNow, I built a travel application request app where, say you, employees go on travel, it will automate the approval process and go through several different departments to approve travel. Say she goes on travel, she wants to upload her hotel, her receipts, her food. It goes through an automation process instead of it being manually done. It can go through that. We also built an IT support chatbot at Treasury, where instead of picking up the phone and calling the help desk, the knowledge base will help you solve your own help desk problem. Because we get tired of being on the phone, we get tired of waiting, and then the help desk is small. They don't have enough people to support it. So try Lovable, try Cursor, try Claude, create your requirements for what you want to build, and then go in and start building. You don't need permission to build. You don't need permission to code. You just need permission to give yourself to know that it's going to be a learning curve, but it's not going to be scary or fearful. It's here to assist you in the way that you feel you need assistance. You guys feel that? What is a program manager?
They manage multiple projects.
I'm thinking all deep. Yeah, I'm a program manager.
We'll do this one last question and we're gonna be wrapping up, between the two so we can hear key insights. And then we're gonna close out this amazing evening. We are going to get you out up here. Okay, last question.
We're all from that.
Okay.
So while your phases trying to figure out what you want to do, how do you maintain the second page? How do you maintain that? What is the backup plan? How do you play so that based on the stuff that
She asked a question about, the economy is really difficult right now and there's a lot of things happening. How do we maintain keeping the lights on, getting the bills paid? Some people are getting laid off. Some people are leaving positions for their own personal reasons. And my answer is, you want the truth? My answer is, I've been to side hustle my entire W-2 career, and I believe that side hustle will become the main hustle, and I believe that you can't ever stop side hustling, even in the midst of what's going on. And I believe that I always would treat my business like the main shit. I never treated the business or the job like the main situation, because right now we're seeing a lot of career heartbreak because people invested and put their energy into positions for 10, 20 years. These jobs have now let us down. So that's why it's always important to have the side, to have the freelance business. And I'm gonna be honest, I think contract to hire and contract positions, short-term positions is going to be the way of the world in the future. I think, having positions where, they get in my DMs and they're like, hey, this is a 6-month job, this is a 12-month job. If it's paying you $75 or $100 an hour, sign me up. So that's how you get somebody on this. If you don't say no to people that's in your DM, you keep interviewing, you keep going with recruiters, you build your own database of recruiters. You do consultant types of things on the side. But I think you always treat the side hustle like the main hustle, because when you do that, you'll never, not that you'll never, when those jobs let us go, we can still keep things afloat because we didn't give our all. I'm not married to day job. That's the topic that I can how do you like you day jobs? These jobs ain't, you ain't married to them. It ain't you faithful to them. You be faithful to yourself. You be faithful to skilling up. You be faithful to going on job interviews every time they ask you to interview. Yeah. Yes, and if it's not a good fit, you keep that contact, but you may have to double back. And sometimes you have to double back to recruiters and be like, hey, I know I was available last week. So we take jobs, and we learn to the dream. This is our business. I'm not gonna drop this mic, y'all. I'm gonna drop this mic. I was amazing.
Some of y'all are gonna take some of the gems I was going back and forth, so I can like listen to both, because I truly, and they know me well enough to know I mean this from the bottom of my heart. They are inspiring, but most of all, they are real. Real. And I think that, you know, their career journeys and stories, and I know that in the sessions they probably share bits and pieces, but their stories are incredible. And if you don't think that they have not been rewriting and writing and rewriting and writing from day one, it's great. And it's just amazing that we're able to bring this many voices together. And I hope that I hope you leave with, is anybody leaving with some perspective that you can have to do together? That's what tonight was really all about. That's what this evening was all about. To like free you from the thought that you have to keep doing things the same way. Free you from the thought that even, you know, oh, but I'm a wife. Okay. Oh, but I'm a mom. Okay. Oh, but I've been working here for 15 years. What are they gonna do without me? Hire somebody else to do it. Okay. I've been trying to start this business here. I just don't like, okay. This is about writing your own story, or erasing the page and just rewriting that thing again. And I really, truly hope you're gonna get in your vehicle or get on the metro or get your Uber and just take one of these nuggets from the panel or one of these two lovely ladies and just marinate on it so that you can start rewriting whatever that is. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And thank you, Tamika. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The gems have been dropped. There's a lot of mic dropping that has happened. Maybe what we will do, because we are committed to that here at Acre, and we're going to get out of here on time. Maybe what we would love to hear is if we could have two people who stayed in this room and were a part of the career advancement conversation. If you'll come here to my left, and then two people who were in the consulting and entrepreneurship side. If you'll come over here to Lauren's right and share with us a couple of reflections. I need 2 and 2. Who's willing? Look at y'all. I see one. Come on, hands up. Come on, hands up. I got 2. I need 2 and 2. I need 2 over here, 2 over there. We have 2. All right. We consult and entrepreneurship. 2 people who are willing to share. Some of y'all still talking because the gym is so good. I need one more over here. I have one coming on down the row. I need one more who was in the consulting and entrepreneurship section to share. Oh, boom. There we go. Okay. So we would love for you to share quick nuggets from the career advancement side. My people in the back, because y'all know I love a good networking session. If you're in the back of the room and you're networking and conversating because you had such an amazing evening, I'm going to ask you to bring it down just a little bit. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start on here on the career advancement side. Give us your name and tell us kind of your career, what's your role, and give us something that you were reflecting on you want to share tonight.
My name is Sadie Lee. Baby and we just opened up a whole new area of work and a language that I didn't understand before. So I work for Amtrak, government adjacent my whole life, recovering lawyer. So this is really helpful for me to see what's out there. At 58, like there's always more things that you can learn and do. And so I would say that the reflection I learned, I have always thought no dog is gonna love me. So I love the reflection of being married to the dream, not the job. And so, you know, the idea that you can always be an entrepreneur, that you know what you dream you can do. So we enjoyed being here tonight and meeting a whole bunch of new people. Hi, everybody. I'm Ashmita. I'm the VP for membership, PMI WBC. And the one key takeaway from the career advancement session is use AI to your own advantage and be AI literate so that you can use it to advance yourself in the career. Not only if you're doing a job, you're job searching, whatever, but use it to your own. And write your own career because we are rewriting. And one more thing is use LinkedIn. That is something I am gonna take from today. Post twice a week or more if you can, but that's a big, huge thing for me.
Right, Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm Nicole Scott. I'm the founder and CEO of Biocorrectional Consulting. And the one thing I took away was you spoke about it. I want you to about having and then reiterated things as I'm growing my business. It's okay to have a baseline, and then to have that MVP as a take it to the a lot of stuff that's on my 5 whiteboards at home. Stuff is done and I already got sick off of it, so.
Okay, Ms. Philbin, kind of new military spouse to this area from Germany, have my business overseas and ask everybody else questions. What can I do right now to start again? Because I'm walking into all the job fairs, literally looking for a job because my husband told me to. And they ask me if I'm hiring, and I'm thinking, I'm looking at leaders, all these beautiful faces and all the internationalism. I just love this role, first time here, so going. And it's ready, it's time to grow people and to start out again. So I just want to tell you thank you because I love growing people. I love seeing their purpose and their potential and walking free from fear and walking healthy in their bodies. So I think we need to come together as women, especially having babies, having jobs, doing it all, being an entrepreneur, being an author. And I've done this all. I had 2 burnouts, but I think we need to start something right now that is where we support each other, no matter how we look like, where we come from. And I think I'm going to start with that. And I bought a URL last week. It's called growing-people.com. So, anybody who's inspired to be a part of this movement, just tag me. Cassandra Spillman. Thank you. I told her over there. You always plug your business when you give it.
Oh my, did anyone have a good time tonight? Yeah. I don't know which one's there. Okay, so Donnie is coming back next year. I couldn't have thought of a better human being to partner with on this event. And we communicate all the time, randomly. All the time, randomly. But when she said we should partner and do something, it just was like, shut up. And then here you all are. We are both big babies, so I'm not going to make it all right. But we're both big babies, but it truly makes me full to see that what could have been 20 people in a room, 50 people in a room, 60 people in a room, turned out to more than 100 people in a room with partners and sponsorships. There's so much that came together. And I am just so excited about that. And I really, really hope that you felt the intentionality behind this event. Like the fact that the time that it got put together, don't worry about that. The intentionality of what we wanted to come out of this event, I think that we probably exceeded the expectations. So truly appreciate every single one of you. Please join me again in thanking Bruce Is your chancellor still here? Jose, is your chancellor here? Mr. Honey? Where's Mr. Honey? I'm gonna be mad at me too, that's all right. Okay, good. Jose, I know we do not have any authority in this building, but we've already talked about like part two of 2027.
Okay, I like it.
3 months.
Okay,
Just saying.
okay.
I know we don't run calendars around here, but
We'll be delighted, of course, even though this is the first time I'm hearing of it. I think they're more than happy to host more events like this on our campus. We're super excited to have all you amazing ladies here. Thank you for this wonderful event. Special thank you to Sharika, Laura, and the rest of the team. Here's Mr. Honey.
I just want you to give a few words. So he's the boss, guys. He said we can come on the campus, right? This is the chancellor, and I just really felt like if you could just give us a few seconds, because we're so grateful for this space and for what we've been able to create here tonight. So can you guys join me in welcoming Mr. Honey to the
Hi, good evening. How are you? It's a wonderful session here with section and beautiful ladies and entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs. It's wonderful. You are most welcome at any time. It is 31,000 square feet incubation center, and our main objective is in parallel with our Washington University of Science and Technology. We have WISE incubator, like Washington University of Science and Technology incubator for startups and entrepreneurship. And we have master degree in incubation and entrepreneurship. Regular universities, you will see that they have capstone projects, and then those are for grade only. When I interviewed some of the students, they said that, okay, it's for grade, like, said, what did you do? They said, e-commerce project, or like book store, or this, that. But then when they the exam, then they utilize it. But in our capstone project, we say that, do you have any idea? Or we'll be giving some idea, and then our professor will be working towards their idea and making their product as a commercialization product. So as a result, they can utilize it, and for that, we have $250 million investment. That project, if it is like maybe $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. So we'll be putting it. And then if it is in a stage, then we'll go for angel investor. So then that will be happening. This is the whole idea of this incubation center. You are already an entrepreneur. You have product. If you need help, definitely we'll be able to help you. And then we will be collaborating, putting this your idea into the product. And that product will be solving the social problem. And I am thanking PMI, DC Washington, DC wonderful leadership, who is managing so many people, changing people's life and lifestyle. So dedicating herself. And this way, there are many entrepreneurs that they are also panelists. And then your company also ABW. It's wonderful also. That initiative. Do something from small to great. 24 years ago, when I see that students are graduating from, they are doing the bachelor degree, master degree, putting, by the time they finish their bachelor's, that's $60,000 to $100,000 student loan. And then in this country, you will see every year US government are bringing 85,000 skilled workers from all over the world. Whereas our citizens and kindergarten with their bachelor's and master's with $60,000 to $100,000 student loan, they are struggling to get even entry level. So at that time, me and my wife, we opened People Center, and we serve more than 10,000 people, and they are making 6-figure jobs. So instead of looking for an entry level, they were looking for mid to senior level job. This is what we did. And then when we were doing it, thought education skill should be there, missing part is there. So why not we have a university where academic knowledge, skill and job, career, confirmation is there. So that is the reason this Washington University of Science and Technology established last year, 2025, 90% job placement. 90%. Imagine, and most of them make to senior level job. 46 people got offer, PhD offer, including George Washington, including Virginia Tech, like that. And then since, most of the students are international students, so some of them are leaving the country. So as a result, you can see 9 out of 10 is significant, amazing thing. So what do you want? You are under 20, you are contributing, you are leading the company, you are leading the corporation. You could be our faculty member. You could work together. And then if you can utilize our facility, incubation center, and so that you can serve other people also. We have Priya Kothari in here, executive director, and amazing. So she is always like 24 hours available for you. Because even though night time, you text her, when she wakes up, she replies.
Yes, I do that.
So basically, I a super dedicated person, and then she is also working in a World Bank. She has pretty experienced person. Our 161 faculty members, each and every one, 4 to 30 years of industry experience. It means they're scholar plus practitioner. This is the missing part in other universities. Our university, if someone wants to teach any subject, then they have to have minimum 4 years of industry experience. So this year, we are offering $6.5 million scholarship for the people who did the high school graduation, and then they come here, they will have full scholarship. Next year, $6.5 million. So $13 million scholarships will be there. Let me finish in 1 minute why we are doing it. One of my electrician, right? Sometimes we call and then he comes to our house, and his daughter offer from UVA and Virginia Tech and Cornell with 4.0 GPA. But then I found out that she was going to Nova. I said, why? She said that she got 70% scholarship. Another 30% is a burden for her. As a result, instead of sending them to the Ivy school, which is the best school, but they are sending to here. So this is a huge situation. So some people, even though they are talented, not everyone is going to Harvard, MIT, Stanford. So we are giving them opportunity so that they can finish their education here and then start their career at least to senior level job 100%. So we are offering that. If you know someone, if you are related with someone, if they are interested to get definitely this is the place. Thank you very much.
That is amazing. I'm sure a lot of you just learned a lot about WOOS that you did not know. So I'm gonna let Lauren close us out. Okay. Who do you want to close?
Yeah, so just restating what's already been said, thank you all for showing up. This is a lovely event and exceeded our expectations. How people coming out, meeting someone on a school night. And it's 8, this past month, no, not gonna lie. Almost 8:40. I do want to also say, I can't say enough kind words about Jose. Where did he go?
Still here.
Okay. He's been amazing to collaborate with, responsive, again, in a short timeline, and just what's really an integral part of getting this event together. And so thankful for my Washington DC folks as well, and for my ADWI PPM reps in the house too, folks who work for ADWI PPM, and also chapter leads who are volunteers. So with that, thank you all again, and yeah, let's start planning next year, a year in advance.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.